Okay, this vid is in response to a really eye-opening video I found, courtesy of a friend on Facebook, entitled Facebook Parenting for the Troubled Teen. Yeah, I know, yet another reply. First off, thank you, Mr. Jordan. I am a single mother of an 8-year-old little girl who is already beginning to cultivate the kind of attitude you went to such lengths to correct in your own teenage daughter. It is a pain in the butt to stand your ground under a child's constant assault when you're tired from a long day at work or just from dealing from all of the other hassles of day-to-day life. I'll admit there have been some times I've dropped the ball on that one, and every time I do, I pay for it big time. So thank you. Thank you for helping to reinvigorate my own resolve to do right by my little girl, even when it's rough. My next point is to all the people out there who support Mr. Jordan's actions and have taken it as a license to vilify his daughter Hannah. Get a grip. You think he hates his daughter because of what she did? No one goes to that kind of trouble to educate someone they despise in good manners. It simply wouldn't be worth the effort. These are the actions of a loving, albeit imperfect, father. Hannah's actions were absolutely out of line, and she did indeed deserve what Daddy dished out. But geez, what messed up moves have you made in your own life? The fact that he gives a rat's butt about the contents of her character speaks volumes about his own. Let he who is without sin cast the first stone. Ring a bell? To all of Mr. Jordan's detractors, allow me to tell you a little bit about myself. Not only am I too a parent, but I am also a correctional officer. That means most nights of the week, I get to deal with individuals whose parents typically either weren't there or didn't give a crap about what kind of people their children turned out to be. Yeah, convicted felons. That's what permissive parenting will get you, people. Most of the inmates I deal with are usually so far gone that they don't even realize after they've been locked up that the world and everyone around them doesn't owe them what they want on a silver platter. They treat other people as things to be used, and they honestly can't see why that's wrong. Judging from the wall post Mr. Jordan read in his video, that was exactly the sort of attitude he was trying to nip in the bud with his own daughter, precisely because she matters to him. Never mind the fact that he was more than justified for being personally offended by the things she said. There are some that have freaked out over Mr. Jordan's video because he used a gun. You know what? He lives in the U.S. We have the Second Amendment, so he has a right to own that gun. As he's already stated on his Facebook page, the local authorities know about it and applaud him for it. So clearly, no legal issues there. You're just panicking needlessly because it's a big, scary gun. Please, get over it. I get the feeling that if I catch someone trying to knife you for your wallet and I turn them into Swiss cheese to save your butt, you'll be whistling a different tune. Shooting it into the dirt isn't a safety hazard either. That's the sort of thing they teach us to do at work if we need to fire a warning shot. Shooting into the air is a much more effective way for your shot to go astray. Look, being a teenager is no excuse for being an immature jerk. Heck, being a kid is not even an excuse for behaving badly. Over the last several decades, political correctness has sought to make our children into gods. Pardon me for not wanting to worship anyone that capricious. People being a kid is not about having fun or playing all the time. It's not about being free of responsibility. And as awesome as it is to have happy kids, childhood is not about being happy either. Childhood is about learning how to be a functional adult. Kids should not be judged as harshly as adults because they're still learning, not because it's uncalled for to hold them to high standards. We have a duty to our children to expect and enforce nothing but their best from them because we love them. As for shooting the laptop instead of donating it, he paid for the thing, so no one else has a right to it. Quit whining. Your self-righteousness only makes you look like an arrogant snob. Believe it or not, people, public humiliation does have a place. Shame is not a bad thing when a person has done something to be ashamed of. It's a sign, or at least a reason, for remorse. Now, if Mr. Jordan had found something like this in her diary or some other private medium, yes, he would have been way out of line to broadcast it to the world. But that's not what he did. His daughter made foul comments about him and others on the World Wide Web. That was not private, folks. So it is more than fitting for a public misbehavior to be publicly corrected. Well, I intended for this to be my 2 cents, but as long as this is, it looks like it turned out to be a little bit more than 2 cents. Anyway, I'm done ranting, so good afternoon, good evening, and good night.